Hey, what's going on YouTube? MarineX back at it again. The Vertx Ready Pack 2.0 versus the Vertx Ready Pack 3.0. You know, Vertx recently dropped the 3.0 line of their bags, and you may be trying to decide which one is right for you. Should you go for the old one? Should you go for the new one? Well, let me try to help you figure this out. So first off, looking at both of these bags, I love both of them. All right. Now, the Vertx Ready Pack 2.0 was my bag of the year for 2021 for many reasons. Plenty of capacity, plenty of features in it. It had a hidden compartment for Molly and all sorts of stuff. But they've taken a lot of those features that you found in the 2.0 that you were kind of missing, and they improved those on the 3.0. But which one might be right for you? I mean, if you're trying to figure out should you get the 2.0 on the used market or try to find it on the clearance section of their website, or just go for the new, well, here's a comparison. First of all, each bag, they look super similar. Very similar in their features. They're in your face. You can kind of see those pretty easily. So the 2.0 bag does have, this is 25 liters. It has a little bit of hook and loop on the front of this thing where the 3.0 does not have that. And this is a 25-liter bag overall. For the 3.0, they did reduce the size of the bag. You can oftentimes find this bag nowadays, probably near 120 bucks, sometimes lower depending on how much deal hunting you feel like doing. Here are some key feature differences between the two. First of all, they do drop the loop paneling on the front of the bag, which was not highly utilized. I didn't use it. When you put the bag down on a surface, you can't really see that loop paneling, especially when this thing is completely full. I have them empty right now, but once this thing has items inside, that loop paneling almost immediately drags the ground, and it becomes more of a headache than anything else trying to keep it clean. So the front of the bag now, the opening was much bigger on the 2.0, and if that matters to you, you might want to consider getting it. Looking at the 2.0 bag, it does have mesh webbing in the front. You can see little items that you might keep inside, which is very useful. It does have slip pockets here for pens or Sharpies or pencils or glasses or whatever you want to put in there, medicine. It keeps stuff nice and organized, and it has a larger slip pocket behind that mesh, and then plenty of room to just throw any additional items and let them get lost in the sauce inside of this pouch. If we look at the 3.0 line of bag, they've definitely gotten rid of all those features. It now just has a loop paneling, so you can just basically mod this out how you see fit. So if you want to put some, utility stuff in there, mod this out, that's what you're going to have to do with this now. They got rid of all those features. Love it or hate it, sometimes forcing you into organization is not something you may not want or need. All right, so if we look at here, since they did take that big organization pocket from you in the new bag, they give you one additional zipper pocket in the front. Basically, it's just an endless bag. You can throw anything in there that you want. So if I have to be objective between the 2.0, in my opinion, has a better feature system with the zipper actually opening up more than the new bag, mainly because this bag is smaller. This bag is now 21 liters, whereas this is 25 liters. So I think that they have the room to make those zippers work just as well. Still the same high quality YKK zippers throughout for the bag. So that's a feature that you're not going to miss as well. Going back to the 2.0 line of bags, it still has that fantastic grab handle on the front of the bag. What is this for? What this allows for is you can grab this thing and pick it up off the ground without having to awkwardly reach for the handle on the front of this thing, which is a fantastic feature. Unzipping this thing all the way, this is where it exposes a bunch of Modi paneling with some more loop paneling, so you can put whatever you want to put on the front of this thing, whether if you want to put utility patches. Down at the very bottom of the bag is just an endless array of more loop paneling, which goes to the very bottom. Fully take advantage of loop paneling city if you have more items that you want to put in there. Also, you can roll this up, tuck this down in that area, zip this up. And now you have a very capable exposed Molly paneling. So if you want to put some magazines or just quick access items, they can now be exposed. The bag looks like it should be that way, which is not a horrible thing. If you look at the 3.0 version of the bag, same type of feature. You come through with the zipper pouch. This being laser cut, it just makes it that much easier to put your items inside. They carried the actual loop paneling across all of the Molly, which makes a lot of sense. I'm not sure why they didn't do that for the old one. and you just have more options to attach items here. They also kept that loop and panel feature at the very bottom of the bag, so you can still put things that have hook backs in there. Still same concept. You can roll this up, tuck it inside the bag. Now you can see these side by side. You can clearly see that the improved MOLLE webbing is, I mean, it's just, you have to say it. It looks way better on the 3.0 than it does on the 2.0. All right, moving on to the back of the bag. I think this is where you see some of the most improvements and kind of might be some of the reasons why you might want to upgrade to the 3.0. First off, they both do have some form of padding on the back of the bag. So when you're walking, you know, it's trying its best to allow airflow while you're wearing this thing. However, I would have to say, hands down, this has the Vertx logo on it, which looks really cool. It was not moisture wicking. The airflow was not that great. When I rucked this bag, it was definitely sweat city wearing this bag. The new bag improves upon those features and basically takes any complaints that I had about that, and they totally improve it. Now it's much heavier, substantial bump padding on this thing. The bump padding near the actual lower back is a lot more comfortable, and it's just way more airflow when you're wearing this thing on your back. They still bring the chest cinch options on both bags. They did downgrade it a little bit. This has a little bit of leather going up and down the straps on the 2.0. They dropped the leather for the 3.0. However, you do have more banding and areas to cinch things down. The MOLLE, I think, is way cleaner on the new pack versus the old pack, where it's not really MOLLE. You kind of just strap it wherever the heck you want to. So for this model, for the chest cinch, it takes a long time to take this apart and move it up and down the strap. It actually took forever. Whereas this is more traditional. You see this on a lot of bags nowadays, where literally you can take the chest cinch, unhook it, move it up and down this thing as you see fit. Makes for fast adjustments. But to be honest with you, I wouldn't say that's a huge improvement, because unless you're changing the bag out, multiple people are wearing this bag, it's not going to really matter that it takes long to adjust the chest cinch, because once it's adjusted for you, it's set and sewn. But one big improvement is on this rapid pull tab. So if we unhook these quick release straps on the 2.0, same quick release straps on the 3.0. The quick release tab is apparent in both. However, it is now much more muted in the 3.0, which I like. This thing was kind of obnoxious and big. I get it. You want something big for your whole hand to pull on. And I have relatively, I would say normal size, maybe large hands. I can still fully grip this rapid access tab. This one was just oversized and I didn't really see the point of it. So both of these still carry the same feature on the zipper, where if you want to put like a TSA lock through the back of this thing, you can, and just kind of bring this all the way together and actually slip a little TSA lock through this thing. Same features where you can remove this access tab and move it somewhere else on the bag, which makes a lot of sense. You may not want this large tag on the back. We go inside of here. They both still have the same type of Mickey Mouse setup, where plenty of area for you to dump items inside, but you can definitely tell the size difference between the two. I would say that it's noticeable when you have them in person, but if you already have one, you're not gonna really notice it with the other one. So if we put them side by side, you can see you do get more from the 2.0 than you get from the 3.0. You can still put some aftermarket armor inside of these things. Premier Body Armor sells armor that you can sell, that you can buy pretty easily. One upgrade that comes with the 3.0 versus the 2.0, if you decide to move that ready access tab to, let's say, for instance, the main compartment of this bag, it would be a good idea because you can quickly access your items, but the 2.0 carries that same TSA lock feature on the main compartment of the 3.0 bag, where the old bag does not carry that. So if you have some very valuable equipment on the inside that you want to keep on your back, you don't want someone quickly ripping the bag open and taking your stuff, the 2.0 may not be for you, but a thief is going to be a thief. If you set this down and someone has a capable knife, they can get inside of your bag. But that feature alone might be something that's worth it. But they both seem to be able to fit about the same size bottles in here. You're not going to be putting any monster huge bottles in here, but it does include some webbing on this one so you can keep the larger bottles cinched down, whereas this does not include any additional webbing. So if you have a taller bottle, You won't be able to put anything on the neck for that bottle. So half clamshell opening for the 3.0, and they also have the half clamshell opening for the 2.0. So you're not getting any benefits with going with a different one than that. They both still have this rapid access tab, which basically if you pull this up, you close the bag. When the bag is fully closed, you can just pull this and open the bag quickly. So they both carry that feature on from previous models. Here's a big difference. The 3.0 now has a full panel of loop paneling at the top, whereas this had half loop and some slip pockets, which may be beneficial if you want to slip some type of medication, maybe a tourniquet, maybe some pens or pencils in there. This has no organization, but you do get included Vertex's version of an admin organizer, which you can take off and move wherever you see fit within the bag. You want to put it in that main panel, you want to put it in the loop paneling, you can do the same thing. They both still carry this mesh paneling here, which is basically a little mesh area where you can kind of semi-see through the panel itself. And inside of there, you do have a loop here to keep your key rings or whatever from falling all over the place. That is an upgrade from this one. They don't include the key paneling here. Moving on to the main compartment of the bag, they both include loop paneling at the very top. One big feature about this thing is that this is a strap that actually holds your laptop down. You put this in, you can strap it over the top of the laptop, keeps the laptop from moving up and down. And if you cinch it down enough, it almost can keep it moving, keep it from moving horizontally as well. But if you don't like that, you can take this thing completely out. You don't have to keep that in there. Now, both of these include the same little keeper if you want to run a bladder in there instead. So you can take this thing and run the bladder through any of the holes at the top of the bag and run it down your shoulders, and you have an ability to run a bladder. The only difference is they did drop the logo from the new one versus the old one does have the logo for the actual bladder keep. So I would say for the inside organization for the bags, I kind of got to give it to the 2.0. Even doesn't have this laptop strap, which I don't run that anyway. I like the extra real estate that you get from this thing. So which one would I recommend? Listen, if you're in the market, I personally would say if you can find it, to go for the 3.0. I think that the features are just enough to warrant the updated features, the actual strap necking for the bottle. This is big when it comes to keeping your bottle in place. This nice laser cut molly on the front of this thing, significantly better than the older system. I love the fact that they have this little TSA lock feature. So if you can run a lock through there and you can lock this thing up in multiple different ways. I love the back feature where the logo has been dropped from the back of the bag, and it is much better at moisture wicking and allow for air to flow through your back when you're wearing this thing. That's important to me personally whenever I'm wearing a bag. And just to be honest with you, the pull tabs are significantly bigger on the new bags versus the old bags, which makes it a lot easier to open this thing up, pull this thing open. Yes, I do miss the organization from this old bag. I would keep my pens in here, maybe keep a charger there, just everything nice and neat. But having this bottomless pit of a pocket is not that big of a deal, because I've come up with solutions where I can use admin panels, stuff that 511 sells. You can just buy these type of things and use those inside of these bags, and it makes life a lot easier. So for me personally, if you had to choose between the two, I would go for the 3.0. Now, I will put the pricing up on the screen to let you know what these pricing are and put up whatever links I can find down below as well. However, if you have the 2.0, should you upgrade to the 3.0? The easy answer for that is it's up to you. But if it were it would be a no. Full disclosure, Vertx sent me out the 3.0 bag, so it made it a lot easier for make this content for the video. But if I only had this bag, I was on their website kind of crowd surfing, I probably wouldn't upgrade. Now that I see these features and I was on their website and I had to make a decision, I would buy this bag. Yes, I do lose a little bit of the liter capacity from the 2.0, but the way I carried that thing in 2021, everything will easily fit in this thing. No sweat whatsoever. Comment down below, what do you think? Which one between these two would you choose? Should I even consider looking at something completely different? I would love to know your comments down below. if you got a little bit more time, stay tuned for the video where I fully talk about why I think this bag was my bag of the year for 2021. For everyone else, we'll speak soon.